Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Padri and I usually talk about books on my channel. I need to show you the books I read on February because we're already on March. This month wasn't a great month. Well, I must say that I read two really long books, but I was pretty busy with school. I am a teacher. I'm not a student, I'm a teacher, and with the carnival celebration and all the stuff, it's been kind of crazy. And apart from that, I have the teacher full-time job and then I teach some of the lessons in the afternoons, so I don't really have a lot of time on my hands. And I was also sick, which wasn't the best, so I have my statistics here. I read 10 books, 5 physical books. I only have 2 of them here because if you're new here, this is not my place. Well, it is, I'm living here currently, but I moved temporarily. I usually live at my parents' house and I left nearly all of my books there. And last weekend I went back to my parents' house, so I left there 3 of the books I physically read because I had already finished them and I wanted to bring some other books to be able to read more stuff. So I read 5 physical books and 5 ebooks, and I read a total of 5,932 pages. The first book I read was In Your Dreams, Holden Roads. I gave this book a 3 stars. It's a cute romance book, but it wasn't really deep. It was about Sadie Ann Holden. She used to stay in this little town where this whole series develops in, and she used to stay with her grandmother, and her grandma had a little bed and breakfast kind of thing, and this other boy, Holden, worked for her during the summers or something like that, helping her. So they didn't really like each other when they were little, and when her grandma dies, she goes back there to the funeral and all that stuff, and she doesn't really have anything to go back to, so she decides to stay for a little bit. They're both inheriting the little bed and breakfast. As I said, 3 stars, not the greatest book ever. It was fun while it lasted, but I don't think I'm gonna think about it. And I read the last book from that series, which is Finn Rhodes Forever. These are childhood best friends to enemies, or to strangers, to lovers. And I liked this one a little bit better. I give it a 3.5 stars, but not the best. And then I decided to dive into the Like Us series. I am obsessed with the Addicted / Calloway Sister world. I already read the Addicted series, the Calloway Sister series, and the... what's the name? I don't know, the duet that's like the Bad Reputation duet. It's the name, I'm not sure. And I wanted to dive into this other part of the world. I was a little bit hesitant at the beginning because I don't know if it was going to change my idea of the first series, but I read the first and the second book, Damaged Like Us and Lovers Like Us, and I love it. This series follows the kids from the characters of the other series, and on the first, I don't want to say names or anything because this is one of the kids and love stories or all that stuff. And the first 2 books follow the same 2 characters. I think the first 3, but I only read the first 2. I'm slowly going to go through it. And then House of Flame and Shadow came out. So my friend came. I did film a reading vlog with her, and we read it together. It was a buddy read, my first buddy read ever. And 5 stars, obviously. I can't wait for the next one to come out. I'm just so excited. I love Sarah J Maas, and I just have right in front of me the Throne of Glass series because I haven't read it yet, and I wanted to read the next Crescent City and then go into this one because it's gonna take me a while, I think, because there are 8 books and some of them are huge. But I read that book. I can't say what the book is about, but it's a fantasy series because it's the 3rd book from the series. And then I decided to read the Friend Zone trilogy. I've had those books for a while on my bookshelf, and I wanted to give them a try. And after such a big fantasy, I needed a palate cleanser. I can't read fantasy too close together because I don't know, my brain fries. But I read The Friend Zone. This is a friends to lovers, but like they just met. It's like new friends to lovers, more or less. I gave this one 4 stars. Don't get fooled by Abimenes covers because they're super cute cartoon covers and you're like, oh, what a sweet romance. No. Okay, your heart's going to break, you're going to cry, you're going to sob. So yeah, take that into consideration. Then the second book is about the best friend from the main character of the first book. And you get her... I don't want to say anything because I think this is a spoiler if you're going to read the first book. Her love story, okay? And then the third book is about the cousin of one of the male main characters from the other books, not really closely connected, you know, and his neighbor. I think my favorite one was the third one. I don't know what to say because I hated the ending, because in my head that's not a closed ending and it's the only book there's going to be. So I hated that part. I wanted to know, but well, I think it was the one I enjoyed most because I didn't really like the middle part of the second book. I didn't like not the plot, but like how everything was. I don't know, I expected something different, but I gave all of them 4 stars because more or less they give me the same vibes. And then we have 2 books that are the physical books I read this month. We have Magnolia Parks. This is a reread. I ordered the 3rd Magnolia Parks book and it was coming, so I wanted to do a reread. I read the first one. I have the 2nd Magnolia Parks because I only wanted to read the Magnolia and BJ POVs, but I'm not sure if I'm going to read that one, the 2nd one of Magnolia Parks, because I'm not sure if I want to go through this heartbreak again. Like, this book made me so sad, and I know the next one is way sadder, so I don't really know if I want to go through that. Like, I would have to go through that and then read the new book. I don't know if I can handle that, but I did do a reread and this was a 5 stars for me, and I think it's still a 5 stars for me. Maybe it's a 4.75, I'm not sure. The universe gives me 5-star feelings out of the characters, but I do love Daisy's Hates books more than Magnolia Parks books, so I don't know. And then yesterday night I just finished the last day of the month, Redeeming 6. Now I feel like I want to cry. If you don't like sad books, don't even think about reading this series, the Boys of Torment series, and if you get easily traumatized, don't read it. But I love this type of stories where there's like people that have problems and it's about their life and the people around them. It's not like a plot driven book, it's more of a character driven book. This was a 927 page book, but I read it in I read it in 3 days, I think it was. So maybe not 3 but 4. I'm really short because I had to work so much. I don't think I was able to do it in 3, I think it was 4 days. But it's an absolute 5-star book for me. No comments to add into all of that information. And yes, I can't really talk about what happens in this book because then I'll spoil first 3 because it's the first book from the series. But the series starts with a girl that has been bullied in her high school, so she switches to Torment College, which is a private school, and yeah, that's the beginning of the first book. I hope you liked today's video and I'll see you next time. Bye!